Toyota empowers auto parts, driven by you.
When I think about being a leader, it means commitment. Being there for you through everything, day in and day out.
Now, KKTV 11 Sports.
The last selection in the 2017 National Football League draft by the Denver Broncos, they select Chad Kelly, quarterback from Mississippi. Thank you very much, Philadelphia.
253 picks later, the Denver Broncos wrap up their 2017 draft class with 8 selections, including quarterback Chad Kelly, the nephew and godson of Hall of Famer Jim Kelly. I'm Tony Keith, filling in for Taylor Kilgore. The first time the Broncos have had the final pick in franchise history. There's some unique history tied to the pick. John Elway and Chad Kelly's uncle, Jim Kelly, were both selected in the first round of the 1983 draft.
When he's got, great lineage. I did talk to Jim today, and obviously Jim was very high on him as we were. So we're thrilled that he was still there. I didn't think he'd get there where we were, at 353, but we were happy he did.
Mr. Irrelevant, pretty relevant. Last season with Ole Miss, Kelly connected with his targets 62% of the time, averaged more than 300 yards in the 9 games he started in. He did undergo wrist surgery on his throwing wrist, but Elway says he should be competing for a job come August or September. Well, Kelly wasn't the only injured player to be picked up today. Here's a look at all 8 of the Broncos in the order they were chosen. 2 wide receivers and Carlos Henderson and Isaiah McKenzie. The Broncos traded away running back Capri Bibbs to the 49ers, but picked up D'Angelo Henderson, no relation to Carlos. We talked about the first 4 picks yesterday. Today's steal may have been the man from Michigan, Jake Butt. The tight end is recovering from ACL surgery and is expected to be ready to play by October. Obviously the butt end of a lot of jokes. However, his family has embraced that name. A lot of analysts consider Jake Butt to be a major steal after his injury in the Orange Bowl.
Again, if he wasn't hurt, guys, he would have been a top 2-round guy. But as an inline blocker, he's very efficient. He's got great ball skills, great route runner. He was awesome in the red zone, for Michigan.
Well, prior to the conclusion of the 2017 draft, the Broncos introduced 3 players today: Walker, Langley, and wide receiver Carlos Henderson. Langley may bring an edge as a punt returner, Henderson a kick returner. Henderson may have been drafted as a wide receiver, but he's got the mentality of a running back when he gets his hands on the ball.
I played running back my whole life. I just started playing receiver as soon as I got to Louisiana Tech. So I just been playing receiver for 4 years. So that explains like the run after the catch and everything, But in this game, you got to be physical. You got to be tough.
Quick snapshot at his last season at Louisiana Tech. 82 catches for more than 1,500 yards, and the kid is great in the red zone with 19 receiving touchdowns, 2 rushing TDs. As a returner, he averaged 32 yards per return on more than 24 runbacks. That includes 2 touchdowns on kick returns. The all-time leading receiver for the Falcons, Jalen Robinette, went undrafted. Not for lack of talent. The Air Force decided it would not approve requests to waiver active duty military service commitments for cadet athletes, an option made available just last year by the Department of Defense. Robinette tweeted this out hours ago, quote, "You're out of your mind if you think I'm going to let someone else hang up my cleats. Mama raised me better than that." Well, back to the Broncos. Elway said he would fill the remaining 13 roster spots with free agents. Here's a look at some of the confirmed pickups. Northern Colorado quarterback Kyle Sloter tweeted out he's proud to be a Bronco. He had 29 TDs, but got to mention 10 interceptions last season for the Bears. Another undrafted free agent I want to highlight, offensive lineman Eric Estelle from Charleston Southern. The Broncos will officially announce their undrafted free agency class in the next couple of days. The University of Colorado pushed out the top talent in the Centennial State for the draft. 4 players drafted, a few picked up in free agency, including a quarterback, Sefo Lufau, to Tampa Bay. Well, after splitting the first 2 games of 5-game series with the Iowa Cubs, the Colorado Spring Sky Sox had the night off, courtesy of Mother Nature. The 13-6 Sky Sox are scheduled to be back in action tomorrow in Iowa. First pitch slated for noon. Number 1 team in the NL West, your Colorado Rockies, playing a visit to Arizona this weekend. Bottom of the 5th, Rocks down 4-1 on. Make that 6-1. Jake Lamb for the D-backs drives one deep off of Tyler Anderson. It's rally time, though, top of the 9th. Bases loaded, now 6-4. Mark Reynolds already had a homer in the game, pulls one to the left to tie it up. Rocks then take the lead following a wild pitch, but this was the game saver. Check this out. Gerardo Pardo 0 for 5 at the bat, but I give him 100 on that diving catch. Rockies claim a thrilling 7-6 victory. And despite the snow, the Colorado Springs Switchbacks took to the pitch tonight, falling to the Seattle Sounders 3-2 after losing a man in the 18th minute to a red card. They'll be back at Widener Field this Friday, and they're going to play host to Tulsa Roughnecks. Well, that does it for sports.
To err is human. To anticipate is the Lexus RX.